My lower lip is, well, it looks like a big fat worm very often. Um, well, it looks like it's bee stung. I don't know. I don't want to say that, because some African lips look good. You're supposed to have a top lip or an upper lip. You see, some Africans, well, they have black complexion and their lips are dark. And then some African Americans are mixed and they have red lips on a black complexion. Um, so it depends on how much sun a person has on their face. But I wanted to say something just to uh, to help the Jewish women feel better uh, about what I was mocking one of their brothers, one of their sons. I said his nose was sharp enough to cut paper, like his nose was like a knife. Or someone else, I said his nose reminded me of the blade of a hatchet. Well, that's not very nice, I guess. But you know what? I think it's a sign that they're suffering too much fatigue, because if the cartilage of your nose is too visible from a lot of fatigue, um, there's not uh, any softness under the skin over the cartilage. So if your nose looks too pointy, that's a sign of fatigue. And usually a young person or a person who's not too much under fatigue will not have such a sharp point on their nose. So that's an indicator of fatigue when the softness of the flesh disappears and all you see is a very sharp point of the cartilage of the nose. That's a sign of too much fatigue, and they should be getting more rest and rehabilitation. Now, okay, does my lip look like a big nightcrawler worm all bunched up, or a big fat leech or something disgusting? Anyway, it wasn't right. It wasn't right for me to be insulting, but let's not get too fanatical about that. Of course, I enjoy women and their pussies and the attention that women can give, and males are more critical of each other. But especially if you can't remember that you have a relationship with some people, that you have a relationship with their mother, um, and that you are family. Well, it's not nice to be insulting to people who are not family. That's even worse. Anyway, so here's the issue: how much did certain family members, such as Samuel, I say that he's a bastard. The word bastard is a loaded word. I say that he's uh, from a different father. He's sort of an intrusive rival adversary from a different father. So Samuel and Moses are two of the most uh, strenuously aggravated uh, rivals within the family. Um, and what should they be feminized? I think so. And one of the ways that people can be feminized is they can have a gay sex partner who's up their butt. In parallel, there's a woman who's already been having sex with a dog, or it could be a feminized male who is not their first time. They've already done it. So if they do it again, it's only uh, irrelevant to their status. They've already done it before. So they do that in parallel, where a man who's being humiliated, he's being faggotized up his butt, and then he's on his knees and he's on his hands and knees, and he's got another man going up his butt, and then in parallel, there's a woman, and then she's or someone who's already corrupted morally, who's not, it's not their first time being gay for a dog, and then a dog having sex with another dog, and all those in parallel, so that the man is on his, who's being humiliated is on his hands and knees in parallel to um, someone who is already corrupted, not their first time, having a dog going up their whatever is the going up their butt, I guess. Anyway, or in their pussy, if they're already corrupted, it doesn't make a difference. They're only doing that in parallel to make the man who's being humiliated feel the that he's in that position in himself, and because it's a parallel arrangement, and then a dog with another dog, and they're all doing that together. It's side by side, not touching. So anyway, that's an idea for what you can do about a terrorist. And I said this with Barack Obama. Probably he was taking advantage of me, so I suggested he could be having a man up his butt while someone else who was already corrupted. It was not their first time having a dog up their butt, and then he would be in parallel, and he would be afraid for the destruction of his reputation and afraid for his social status. And you can see how, without actually doing that to somebody, you can make them feel the anxiety related to that, because they were putting a lot of anxiety on me, but I hadn't done anything like that with any male dog. It was female dogs. And so you can see how you can put something near somebody, near their name, or near their where they are in reality, or put it near their name, or put it near put something next to somebody, and you can create a lot of anxiety. That's something for them to think about, and that's exactly what the ones who've been the ringleaders of the negative publicity campaign against me, those men, it's exactly what those men deserve to be humiliated by. And that's all for now. And so I want to know how much had they taken advantage of my daughters and my daughters and my children while I was being oppressed by false charges in a coordinated negative publicity campaign, while I was being deprived also of anybody to be able to speak with me. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Everyone wanted to condemn me altogether. So how much advantages had Samuel taken? How much advantages had Moses taken, etc.? And how to regain the rightful level of prestige I was supposed to have before they jumped to the conclusion of what they wanted to believe about me. So let me take a break and make another video